Yo, what up? How's it going? And welcome back. This is finally game number 5, and I promise I won't leave my camera in the middle of the screen this time. I just have to remember. Sorry I make mistakes. Cool. We're going to get right into this in just a second. We're going to watch the draft live, obviously with no sound on, and then we're going to watch the game at ×2 speed like we've been doing in the past couple games. That's how I prefer to do it nowadays, so just deal with it. All right, let's get right into the draft. Okay, looking at the draft, so TSM has altered their bans. So they dropped the Skarner ban, which I think is the one they should have dropped earlier. They dropped the Gangplank ban and it didn't work out for them. They ended up winning that game still, but the Gangplank looked pretty oppressive in that game. So they dropped the Skarner ban this time and actually banned out Ezreal. It seems like they can just ban Skarner if they want to and just take the Ezreal Tahm Kench themselves. I don't know why they don't want to do that. But instead, they're going to take the Skarner, I believe, is what they do in this draft. I don't remember any of the picks other than the Skarner pick. We're just taking that there. And then Clutch are doing the same bans. They have to ban Akali on this side because TSM will just first pick it. So that's why they have to ban the Akali on this side. And then when they're on blue side, they ban out Jace because they don't want to get counterpicked and they don't want to first pick it either because Broken Blade looked pretty good on the pick. All right, let's watch the draft. I do believe they picked Skarner at 1. That's the only one that I remember. That's just a denial pick, so Spica's not on his one trick. Spica's not really a Sejuani one trick, but whatever. That's always been planned. Alright, let's see. Let's see what we got. You think they're probably just going to pick their bottom lane here? Ezreal's gone. Maybe they just pick the Zyra Khan, or they split up Zyra Khan. It seems like Clutch should be a team that favors the Rakan. They've been so good on Rakan. Let's see. They could give away Zyra Rakan and just take Caitlyn Morgana if they want to. Be another option. I really think that's viable to just do. You just let Cody slam in lane. He's not really a lane slamming type of player, but that's an option. Seems like they could just take Rakan here, right? They take Tahm Kench. If they end up getting Xayah, they can just do a 1-3-1 setup, or they could actually just do Sivir, do a 1-3-1 setup. It actually works fine as well. It seems like they're prioritizing Tahm Kench right here because TSM doesn't have a good answer to the 1-3-1 so far. Really think TSM should take Xayah here because you can run a 1-3-1 with Xayah a little bit easier than you can with Kai'Sa because Xayah can one-shot the wave. That's just my opinion right there. Also think in lane, I think Xayah is a favorable matchup. Could take a bully lane, could take like a Leona or something if they want to. Actually try to kill in lane, but be difficult to do. Actually take the Corki here, don't mind that at all. Can match in the side lane if they end up running a 1-3-1. Scales great into the late game. I actually don't mind that at all. Let's see. Interesting, don't take the Xayah here. Prioritizing getting the side laner. Because I swear Broken Blade picks Aatrox and just gives the free side lane advantage. Is that what happens? I don't remember. Like, you could totally just take Renekton here, right? Maybe they ban Renekton. You could totally just take Renekton here. And Renekton hard shits on Irelia. And surely Bjergsen can play Renekton if they do that. You know, if they end up taking Irelia into the mid lane. Let's see. Rakan ban makes sense. Sivir ban makes a lot of sense. And then probably going to be Xayah. Like Sivir Xayah, right? Champions that are good at one-shotting the minion wave. Because, you know, Clutch is trying to get a 1-3-1 setup once again. Let's see. Okay, that's fine ban. Banning on a primary source of engage. Because TSM honestly probably needs another form of engage on their team comp. And so that's not a bad... if you just have Skarner as your only engage, it's kind of difficult to play the game when he doesn't have flash. Silas. So they're just giving the Xayah. Interesting. I mean, Silas has an okay matchup in the Corki, but it's like not even that it's not that bad at all. Corki gets to take Kleptomancy, gets to farm up, and then Silas steals your ultimate, just kind of clears farm with it. Okay, the Kog'Maw is really interesting because you have a lot of protection for him. And so far on TSM's draft, you don't have a lot of dive, which is what would normally hurt Kog'Maw. Do they take the pike? Nope. So defensive bottom lane. So Braum can throw hands with Tahm, Kench, and Kog'Maw in lane. Kog'Maw is a lane counter to Kai'Sa. Even before hearing what I think maybe Artemis said about it, or maybe Think Card. But I've always known this as a counter pick just based off of when I watch like some 80 carry streamers or not 80 carry streamers, but pro players like Zven and Double F. Whenever they stream, they always talk about you can only pick Kog'Maw if there's a Kai'Sa, and so there's Kai'Sa in every game, so you can pick a Kog'Maw there. Basically, after first back, you never lose. And if Kai'Sa goes in the trade, you just beat ass and stand. You literally just stand still and beat ass after you have your first back. And you outrange her, hit her with abilities. It's actually a free lane for Kog'Maw. And TSM's draft, you know they're gonna just play front to back. So if you play front to back, it's easy. Not the best for your 1-3-1 setup. Can instantly clear the minion wave, but doesn't feel super safe. And you know they're gonna pick Aatrox. Now they have a 1-3-1 comp. That also can play like semi front to back. The issue with Clutch's draft is that they are super dive heavy with a Kog'Maw, but TSM can't dive onto your Kog'Maw other than Aatrox getting onto them. But if Aatrox gets onto you, then Tahm Kench just eats the Kog'Maw and spits him in the direction that the Kog'Maw can just kill him. It's actually really difficult. Like, TSM doesn't have any dive at all. Like, the only way that you actually ever get on the Kog'Maw is never will he ever be in flash range of Skarner. If he is, then hopefully Tahm Kench just eats him. So Kog'Maw doesn't have to itemize for that because Tahm Kench can just itemize for it. And then if the only other way is Aatrox gets behind them and Corki packages in, and you maybe kill him. But it's like they have so little threat on the Kog'Maw that this is actually, they don't have the Irelias, they don't have, the Akalis, they don't have that stuff. So there's like no threat on Kog'Maw in this comp. So it's actually easy they can do a 1-3-1 setup, and in team fights, it's actually pretty decent for Clutch to set up. So I'm not going to talk too much more about this draft. I really think Clutch won a draft. All these drafts, TSM doesn't have much answers in the 1-3-1. They lose out in the side lane on every matchup. So this is going to be an easy matchup for Corki in the mid lane. He can take Kleptomancy. Qiyana can get some decent trades back. So he can take Klepto if he wants to because it's a melee matchup. But, Qiyana's just going to look to get out of lane, combo with the J4. TSM doesn't really have a lot of aggressive options. They want their Skarner to go level 6. They're going to be losing in both side lanes after first back. And Lira's on an early game jungler, so if Clutch start to snowball, this game will just go completely out of control. But TSM, if they can find some good fights, they can definitely win. They have a team fight composition, but they really have no threat onto the Kog'Maw, and the longer the game goes on, you can't answer in the side lanes either. Tahm Kench is just like nullifying that. Tahm Kench is so good. Like, people think he's not good anymore, but he's so good if you can set up if like the enemy can't match you in 1-3-1. Like if like the enemy team isn't willing to draft in a way to punish you. Oh, it is Think Card too. Talking about the thing. Looking for a level 1 cheese. Good to do. Alright, I'm moving my camera. I promise I'm doing it. Jesus. Ba-da, ba-da, ba-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. It's a good lane trade for Broken Blade. Irelia starts to stack up though. It's really difficult, but she started E, so she won't be able to stack up on you. So you can play really aggressive in that lane state. Classic J4 pathing. Get red buff. You drop your flag to make sure they don't have vision, and then you just come right over. Denied blue on the Skarner. Feels bad. Alright, now what's going to be interesting is where the J4 goes after Scuttle Crab. Most likely just going to base, but he's also, since he's bottom side, CG's bottom lane is able to play much more aggressive than they would normally be able to play. Wow, they might get a turret play in a second. They know Skarner's going to be top side because J4 took his red, or took his blue. So you know he started bottom side, so he's doing Krug's clear, because that's the only clear that really makes sense. It's good. They got Huni's flash, that's really good. Now they know where Skarner is, and they can imagine that Skarner's going to be pathing bottom side, so hopefully CG's bottom lane would be backing up right now, because they know his camp timers are going to be, or at least Lira should instinctively know his camp timers, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so Skarner's just shadowing right there because he was waiting for Krugs to, why did he walk up there? He was waiting for Krugs to come up and should have had the timer. It came up as he walked past them. Alright, just helping Damonte get a base. Either he's going to buy Mobies or he's going to buy, some AD items. Damonte is one of the players that's willing to just lose minion waves, so he buys Mobies. You have a J4 on your team, so it makes sense that she just wants to immediately get out of lane and make plays with J4 around the map. If they can go, honestly, any option's good for them. End up going to top lane to make a play, that's good. Or 4-man diving bottom is fine too. J4 is not level 6 yet, so they can't make the combo. Alright, hey, really solid gank. They make the return gank top side because they already had the flash, so good gank by Spica. And CG is going to answer with just taking the Cloud Drake because they have priority bottom side. And then Damonte is just defending camps because he knows he just ganked top side, or Spica just ganked top side. And your jungler is taking the dragon, so just good defensive play moving up since you're able to get the lane pushed. So actually really well played by Damonte. Like, actually really well played by Damonte. I mean, going dragon when you have bot priority and your, the enemy jungler is top, is a really simple play to make. But actually defending your jungle from, the jungler is there and you have a level advantage, is really solid play. So it wastes Spica's time and you don't lose a whole lot for it, and you save your, your red buff for your jungler. Really solid play. Alright, and they already got a plate bottom side. Kog'Maw got his first back off. He's going to be running around, attacking real fast. Interesting to see what build he goes. I didn't actually watch this game fully. I saw the draft and then I turned it off. I was like, oh, they got a 1-3-1 again? Okay. They got a 1-3-1 with no threat on a Kog'Maw? Okay. I still think TSM could win this game, but if CG gets an advantage or an even game state, CG just has more options, and it's harder to actually punish their comp. It was weird. Just giving that to Spica because he's so far behind. It's like all the time he got wasted from getting denied from that invade. He got his buff taken. I imagine he gave second buff over to Bjergsen. Or maybe he didn't. I didn't see. Man, my voice is going up. I've been talking for a while. Yeah, he did give it to Bjergsen, so. He's not gonna get a blue buff this entire game. That sucks. Alright, they lane swap top side to get the Rift Herald, so solid play by TSM. Good map play. Next thing coming up is the Cloud Drake. Huni went a pretty aggressive build. He went for Grievous Wounds and the Sheen, which is pretty interesting. It's a low HP build, but high damage. Nice. Nice. Now that's a free Cloud. Now they have double Cloud. You know, double Cloud is like least what you want, but you know, you're happy with it. Qiyana's going to be moving fast. Gotta go fast. Qiyana and J4 get to move fast. Imagine J4 probably took Relentless Hunter, so that's pretty nice. He's going to be real fast. It's like he has Moby Boots, but he doesn't. Next one's Infernal. That's going to be an important fight, because you know both teams are going to fight for it. So that'll be pretty critical. If CG win that, again, they have so much more options with their team comp, that if they win that, you'd have to think they win the game. You know, like that would be like it's a very strong possibility. Like it's so much harder for TSM to win if CG's ahead, whereas if TSM's ahead, then there's more options for CG. Obviously, a team that's ahead has a better chance of winning, but not all leads are created equal. Like if TSM's ahead with their comp, you know, if they're super far ahead, they just win, right? Because any comp that's super far ahead wins. You could have a bad team comp and win. But if they're just ahead, then CG has a lot of options back into the game. But if CG's ahead, TSM really has just team fight option because of the Tahm Kench pick and because of their ability to just win side lanes. All right, Zven is actually getting some gold up here though. Does look like they're gonna get tower. That's good. That's very good. It's not as good as getting bot tower because the next objective is Drake, but you got that checked off, so at least you have that for Baron later. And if you can protect your top structure, then you'll have a pushing advantage on the top side. You can get river control a little bit easier. So solid play. Playing a long con there. You might lose a dragon though, because you didn't get the bot one. But if they're able to protect the structure, then you're in a good spot for river control on top side. So that's good. See, Kog'Maw can clear the wave a little bit faster, and he just cheats down to where his Tahm Kench is, just in case they want to make a collapse play on bottom side. It's power of Tahm Kench, baby. See, Tahm Kench is always going to be walking around the river. He's just seeing when he can make a collapse play, since they clear the wave faster. Alright, TSM setting up around the Drake. This fight's going to be important. As I said, if CG wins this, it's really big for CG. If TSM wins this, then they have a good chance they can win the game. Alright. Wow, nice. Nice. Really nice setup by TSM. They were sitting in that river for so long. They got full river control. So it was really hard for CG to face check. And so they had to face check, and then they had to back out. Good job for CG just not killing themselves into the enemy team for an Infernal. So that was great by TSM, but but CG really lost the minimum there. So CG's still in a really good spot. TSM should be feeling good about that. Okay. They talked about this on broadcast, I remember, but they talked about Bjergsen buying the chain vest. Yeah, it's pretty decent buy. The enemy team is all AD at this point. You know, Kog'Maw does get some weird damage, like on hit damage maybe, but they're all AD right now. So it's a pretty good buy actually. It just keeps you from getting one shot. It does delay your power a little bit, but you do get the BF sword, so. I mean, the difference is you would have a pickaxe right now, right? So it delays your Infinity Edge buy, but your actual power at this moment is actually stronger with this buy. Okay. Now we're just in our 1-3-1 setup. They're just looking for plays with around Qiyana because the synergy between J4 and Qiyana, and the synergy between J4 and Qiyana, and then the ability for the bot lane to collapse super easily. They do not have their mid structure, so CG doesn't have their mid structure, so they have to play a little bit more defensive with their Kog'Maw right now. Alright, TSM's doing a great job moving around the map, actually getting these structures. So, good job getting some gold right now. It gets a little bit aggressive on that fight, and are not able to capitalize on it. Didn't need the Tahm Kench ult to save, but it was fine. Okay, TSM's doing a good job moving around the map. If they should be able to establish river control around whatever objective they want. So Mountain's about to come back up, and it's way too early to Baron, so they don't have to be afraid of that. They do have Kog'Maw does have some good items for Baron threat, but it's so early in the game. It's probably still pretty difficult to do. So they're just gonna try to get river control around Dragon and play for it. The only issue is that they don't have bot pushed, and they don't have bot push, and CG already has river control. So if they start Dragon right now, there's a lot of angles for CG to play with. So it's actually pretty difficult to stop. So Broken Blade's, this is good by Broken Blade, what he's doing right now. He's making sure to block off the flanks, but he might just get picked for doing it. He does not have vision of Damonte. I've seen this movie play out before. Okay, that was actually really good by Broken Blade. It was so close that he got picked off though. CG actually snuck in through this side. This might be a fight. Are we looking for it? They halfway commit. I think they just commit, right? Kog'Maw is not someone you can run away from. Once you start running, you're dead. Okay. Alright, got the Aatrox resets. Cody Sun's free hitting. Okay. Man, that mountain is pretty important because of the itemization that Kog'Maw can go through. Now that you have a mountain, you actually, normally you get like good Baron threat at 30 minutes into the game in an even game state. But if you have a Kog'Maw on your team and you get a mountain, that's like 5 minutes earlier that you have a really decent Baron threat. So they already have really decent Baron threat right now. So it'd be really valuable for CG to get the top structure. That'd be really valuable for them right now. They really want to get river control and be able to get control around the choke points right here so they can have really, really solid Baron threat. And so that's actually what they're doing right now. They're getting control right here. But if they can get that top structure, they can actually get river access as well. Now TSM's not in a good spot. That mountain really is pretty game changing. Those choke points are really hard for TSM to fight in. They have Qiyana, J4, Irelia. So Qiyana's not in this fight at all. Qiyana was not in that fight at all, and they only lose one so far. Ooh, okay. Clutch went 1 for 2. And, or 2 for 1, however you want to say it. And Qiyana was not in this fight at all. Really well played by Huni, actually. Just playing like zone control, so Kog'Maw can free hit. Qiyana's going to push this top wave. Another Mountain Drake is coming up, so priority is going to change to that Mountain Drake. But it's really difficult for TSM to actually just go for the Mountain Drake because Kog'Maw has a Rage Blade and a Blade of the Rune King. So there's 2 ways for CG to play this. They can play to try to push into Mountain Drake, or they can play to deny vision over here so TSM can never go to the Mountain Drake. TSM really likes to do this play. This play isn't bad. If the enemy team's trying to bait you into the river, you just push into their mid tower. There's an option right here that CG just stays at Baron because TSM can't push into here and you're going to lose this tower anyways. Because if TSM pushes into here, you take Baron for free. So there's an idea that you do that, and then TSM pushes in this way and just moves up this way. Because they have that zombie ward right here, they have these wards right here, so they know they went out this direction. So they're able to actually get out and maybe clear all these wards. So really solid play by TSM. The only issue is they might have to back soon. If they back soon and Clutch doesn't, then they run right to it. Solid job sneaking the dragon right there. Yeah, Clutch could have played that much better. Clutch shouldn't have lost vision control here. They were going to lose this tower because they lost mid lane priority. Because the way TSM played it, TSM knew they couldn't check river, so they walked this way. So as soon as TSM started walking into this tower, they should have just started Baron. And if TSM commits to pushing in, then you get Baron and you're going to take their whole life. I really think that's the correct play. I don't think you lose your inhibitor. I don't think TSM stays. I think they have to go check. I think they have to back up to make you stop Baron. And if they do, then okay, then nothing happens. You're going to lose your inner tower anyways. But if they stay and try to take your inhibitor tower, you get Baron recall. You probably lose your inhibitor tower if they stay, but you don't lose your inhibitor. If they stay to try to get your inhibitor, you wipe them and you end the game. Or you just start the siege with your Kog'Maw, and you're going to take their inhibitor for sure. It should be pretty easy. And you can set up a 4-1, 1-3-1. Siege is actually pretty good. You have a Mountain Drake. Like I said, you lose Mountain Drake and you lose control over the Baron. So now it's difficult to. They had TSM in a spot where they have to make tough decisions, and now they don't have that ability for the next 3 minutes unless they just win a fight and they take the Baron. But they were in a position where they make TSM make bad decisions. Okay, now TSM is on the Baron. So the idea here is Irelia's bottom side, and so they're trying to force out Irelia's TP. And then they need to cheat off the Baron. But now the Baron is so low that you're really thinking, do we stay? Do we fight them? If we leave right now, do they just take it? Okay, so they actually get the Tahm Kench, but the key thing is that Cody Sun is currently untouched. Damonte whiffs his entire ultimate. Huni gets a big play. Alright, they're on top of Cody Sun. Cody Sun has flash. Goodbye, Baron. Damonte was a complete non-factor in that fight, too. Good try by Spica. And this game's over. If CG get a lead, it's so hard for TSM to get back in. So the Baron gets too low. It's like the TP was perfectly timed because the Baron is low enough to where TSM feels like they have to commit to this now. So Braum hits a good ultimate. And maybe you can still just run right now. I don't think they know Qiyana's here. But now they see Qiyana and they're like, ah, fuck. Oh, her ult didn't hit the river. She was trying to just throw it at the river, but it hit this wall. Unfortunate. So Huni, that was... Like, TSM had to kind of do that because they needed to force out Huni's ultimate, or Huni's TP, and Huni TP'd at a very good time. A really good setup by CG, actually. Just made TSM make a tough decision. As I said, just TSM has so much more options. They can play, or not TSM, CG has so much more options. They can play side lane, and they can play team fight. You have no threat on the Kog'Maw. Is this game over now, or what? Game should be over, right? Might be next Baron push. Or like next Baron. They're about to get a Mountain Drake as well, so it's so hard. Oof. It's so hard to threaten Cody Sun. It's so hard to threaten Cody Sun, and this game's over. Man, that game was really ran down in draft, but TSM did some good things in that game, but Clutch were so good at actually utilizing their draft to make TSM make bad decisions. Or having to make tough decisions. Yeah, this series was really ran down in drafts a lot. The last 3 games. Ugh, I mean, CG is hard to draft against though, so I don't want to blame TSM too much, but the team was not set up to succeed very well. And that may just be based off of like champion priorities within the team. I don't know, man. There's a lot of reasons why those drafts were really hard to play out. But anyways, hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this series. Very tired. I'm very tired of talking. I've been talking for the last 5 hours constantly doing these. So yeah, the next series we're gonna do, I think we're gonna do the LPL finals, and then IG's series as well. We're gonna finish up China. We really need to finish up NA, but I'd like to just do China, and then I'll come back to NA. So I think we're gonna do the LPL finals tomorrow, maybe, or might just do Invictus Gaming series tomorrow, because that sounds fun. Anyways, hey, thanks so much for watching. It's been fun doing this series. Really mad at myself for messing up my camera work and 2 of the games, but I hope you guys enjoyed nonetheless. And I don't want to make this video too much longer. It's only 31 minutes. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye-bye. Bye.